Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester, and I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, some special guests here. But first, let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs in this hot summertime weather. Speaking of hot, it's only going to be 89 today. We've got a little cool spell coming, and low's going to be 79. Take a look at our all-important water temperature at the end of the pier, and that's brought to us by Allco Electric out of Lynn Haven. It's back up to 85 degrees, which is pretty steady now, so it's been that way a couple of days. Our river reading brought to us by the good folks at Panama City Coca-Cola. Take a look at the Apalachicola of Bunchtown. It is steady at a 6.5, and the Choctawhatchee at Carabel steady also right at a 2.9. So this weekend, if you're looking for some good river fishing, both rivers are going to be in good shape for some good fishing there. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tides all week long. I'm talking about really good strong high tides and a really good low tides. We got it moving strong. High this morning at 9:49 and low tonight at 8:58. And I saw some folks floundering in the bay last night, but they were at low tide. I don't know if they knew what they were doing or not. Marine forecast, we're looking at it coming pretty strong, west-southwest at about 10 to 20. So be careful out there in open waters. All right, we're going to take our break and come back with our special guest. Welcome back, and some special guests this morning. We're glad to have Chris Kramer's been on before, but I told him to bring the rest of the family. Brought her dad, Bill Kramer. Welcome to the show.
Winston, glad to be here.
So Thanks good to see you. And Will, I've been trying to get Will to come on for a long time, and he made it. So here we go, all the Kramers.
I had to go wake him up to get him to come on the show.
Yeah. I know you did. I know
Not
you did.
easy.
We got so much to talk about, and all y'all know these folks and all, but tomorrow night, tell us what's going on at Kramer Chevrolet there.
Maybe I'll take this one. So
okay.
We're celebrating 60 years, and so we're having a big party, a big fun event. We're going to have 60 classic cars all along the front line. We're going to kick things off with a presentation of colors from the Marine ROTC from Mosley, a brief presentation, and then we're just going to have fun. We got Kona Ice, hot dogs, hamburgers, and lots of really cool cars to take a look at, and music, and just have a really good time.
That's a big community event.
Absolutely.
Yes. And it's free and open to the public.
Free hot dogs. I mean,
Can't beat that, right?
Okay. Are you going to be working hot dog booth, Will? Or
I got fired from that job.
Oh, you got fired. So that's really what brought them on. But they've been such a strong force in our community for so many years, and I've known these folks a long time. I just wanted them to come on, and we just want to talk about it and the history of the business and how you got started in it. And I just love the family dynamics and all the folks that are doing it. So how did you get into the car business?
Well, marriage.
Okay.
That's how I got in the car business. But I originally intended to be a lawyer. I am a lawyer.
You went to Florida. You went to University of Florida, right?
No, I went to the University of North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yes.
And got your law degree.
I went to Harvard to get my law degree.
Okay, but you were from.
But I don't advertise that much anymore.
Okay. All right. So then how did you be going to be a lawyer, but then what happened?
Yeah, I went to work for a federal judge in Jacksonville. And one evening, Tommy came over for a visit, and he asked me to come to work for him. And of course, that was something I had never even contemplated. But he wanted to keep the business in the family. And he said, come on over for a couple of years, like a test drive, give you a test drive. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, you can always go back and practice law.
And he said, in the meantime, I've taken a lawyer off the street for 10
Exactly.
years.
And I'm going to teach him something about the real world. Yeah. And he did.
That was an interesting time, wasn't it?
It was fascinating. Yeah, I came to work at the dealership in 1979. And 77, 78 had been banner years in the automobile business. And when I got to the dealership, started working in the service department as a service advisor. Within about 8 months, the economy tanked. The recession, with Jimmy Carter and
yeah.
automobile business was really tough. But you know, you learn a lot more sometimes from adversity than you do from success. And I had a lot of great lessons with Tommy over the years.
He was a good businessman, wasn't he?
He was an excellent
He was
businessman.
amazing. Now, your dad and Tommy knew each other through the Republican Party?
Yes, Tommy was chairman of the state Republican Party
Yeah.
in the late 60s. My father was a congressman and ran for the U.S. Senate in 1970. They were very close friends and allies, and Tommy asked us to come spend a week at his beach house here. That's when I met Carolyn.
Oh, great story. And it's amazing that you've been in the business now, what, 60 years?
60
You're
years.
celebrating 60 years.
Yeah.
And I guess when you started, it over there on 15th Street?
Yeah, we were at 15th Street for 20 years.
Yeah.
And then the lease ran up, and we couldn't make a deal with the landlord to stay where we were. So fortunately, Tommy had the foresight to purchase the property there on 23rd Street.
You know, at that time he did that, wasn't much going on 23rd
No,
Street.
everybody wondered what he was doing. You
What
know?
is he doing?
Yeah, but he bought 12 acres there. It was all forest, you know.
Yeah.
And but when the time came, we had the option of moving over there.
Yeah.
And
He
that
put
happened in
pressure on the
1985.
landlord by putting a sign out front that said "Future Home of Tommy Thomas Chevrolet."
Is that right?
Yeah, that was the negotiating tactic where they were.
That was smart.
Yep.
And of course, the big American flag.
Always,
What a
yeah.
Panama City landmark.
Well, we were the first, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think it was around 1972 or 73. It was in recognition of the POWs in
Yeah.
the Vietnam War. And we've flown it ever since. The same flagpole now resides at our new dealership, which is new since '85.
Well, what a great legacy there. And it's amazing how, you know, how 23rd Street, how it just started growing. And I was attributed that one of the reasons because Tommy Thomas was there and Bill Kramer was there and the people were coming there and it just started blooming up.
Well, it was amazing how much our business increased just by relocating and having a brand new facility.
Yeah.
And you know, then 23rd Street started to be a main thoroughfare. So it's all worked out extremely well for us. Been a blessing.
That's great. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Got some good pictures to show you. So let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Our guest today, the Kramer family, and we're just so glad to have them, a vital part of our community, and just a wonderful American success story about small business America, and just third generation.
Third generation, working on a fourth.
And counting.
Okay, working on the fourth. I love that. So this is just so heartwarming. So glad to get all three of them to come on. And tomorrow night, the big celebration. Here it is right here. Okay, a big celebration tomorrow night. 5 to 7 p.m. Tell us a little bit more about it. What's going on?
So we've got just a big fun event for all are welcome to come. It's free, and we're going to have 60 classic cars, 60 GM enthusiast cars, all along the front line to celebrate. We'll have a brief presentation and presentation of colors, and then just a short, brief presentation, and then it's just a fun, relaxing, good time to hang out at the dealership and celebrate with us. Without the public and without our customers and our employees, we wouldn't be here 60 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we
Good
want to
folks
celebrate.
there. Good folks. I know some of them, and they work hard. And I know I'm going to be there now, but my hard decision we're going to get a hamburger or hot dog, so I may have to get both.
You can
of
get
them.
both. Yeah.
We'll cut you some slack and give you both.
Okay. But we'll look back on the history, and the old timers like me, have been around a long time. We're going to look back. I had Chris send me some pictures. Tell us about this picture right here. What about this one? It's a 69 Chevrolet arriving on September 26th. That was a big deal.
That was even before your time.
That was a big deal because we knew when the new cars were coming. So right there, it was on the window, September 26th. That was there on 15th Street.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
15th in Florida. Well, back in those days, new car announcements and showings were a big deal.
It was a huge deal.
Every year.
It was almost a community event.
Exactly.
You were waiting to see them. Okay, there's a man. He did quite a lot for our community. His
He absolutely
community
did.
service was something else.
He set a high standard.
He really did. He set the bar high.
Was he shooting a commercial in that picture, or was he?
I think he's giving a speech.
Yeah.
I just couldn't quite.
He could do that.
Maybe like a employee cookout kind of thing.
You know, one thing he did good also, I remember him going to the schools and talking to students and classes in school about entrepreneurship
Free
and
enterprise.
business.
Have you heard the speech, or did you hear about the speech with the dollar under the chair?
Oh, yeah.
No.
He would give
Busby breakfast?
I've heard it a number of times, but he would give a rousing speech about free market and capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
And before the speech, he would go around and put a dollar underneath everybody's chair. And so he said, everybody stand up, look underneath your chair. And they'd look underneath, they'd see the dollar. He said, if you just get off your ass, you'll make a buck.
That's how it is. That's his speech.
He closed it out,
How
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, he had signed each dollar bill.
Yeah, a lot of people
Said-
still have them.
And said,
Oh.
bring it back and I'll give you a $5 bill.
Just go to work. Get to work.
Yeah, if you buy a car.
Yeah, well, good work ethic. All right, this next sign, we remember seeing this big sign here. Slow down. we can save you money. Okay? And, okay, here it is. This, how many acres you have here?
12 acres.
12 acres. And man, what a, over the years I bought a lot of vehicles from this lot here and the previous lot. But,
And we certainly do appreciate it.
well, y'all just been so good to us. And
So Tommy designed that after the.
Did Tommy design this?
Well, Dad, and
Right.
kind of took charge of it, but the design Tommy wanted was after a Marine Corps base in California where he shipped out.
Is that
So
right?
he wanted
San
to
Diego.
have the red stucco, red tile roof and the stucco arches, and unfortunately the hurricane took care of that for us. But that's what it was modeled on.
Yeah, okay.
Dad, you got to share the story of building that facility from when the original plans and then GM's involvement or the sign off on it. That's a great story.
Well, you know, as we were talking about, we really had, but Tommy bought the property as leverage with the landlord where we were, because he really wanted to stay where we were and buy the property.
Yeah.
And couldn't get together on the price. So about 2 years before the lease expired, we decided we were going to move. And so as Chris said, Tommy wanted to build the building as a kind of a replica of the Marine base in San Diego. And so we went to work with the architect and designed it. And Tommy said, this is exactly what I want. He said, now, I want you to build it, and I'll just tell you where you make a mistake.
Probably more colorful
Well,
words.
It's a family-friendly.
I always thought it's so significant. That, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said it's a family-friendly show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we got to be careful. The significance, I'd always, on the cornerstone to me was that
Yes.
American flag.
Absolutely.
And where it's placed right here, I just love seeing that. And that's America right there.
But to build that facility with a single point Chevrolet was pretty amazing. It's a
Yeah.
huge facility. If you travel around the Southeast, you won't find a bigger, nicer dealership.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And in fact, General Motors said you're a little crazy to build this big a facility.
Is that what they told y'all?
Yeah,
in
we got a letter.
They've got a
Yeah.
letter that
Whoa.
they had to sign off on that
Yeah.
we know we're overbuilding
Yeah.
right now.
If you don't make money with it, it's not our fault. Yeah.
Well,
Is that right?
that was
Yeah.
Tommy's foresight. He saw that the community was going to grow, that 23rd Street was going to be a real major thoroughfare here. And as it turned out, it was a really great decision because now we have, you know, the other GM franchise, Cadillac, GMC, and Chevrolet, of course. And so it gave us the opportunity and the space to bring on all those other franchises without
Right.
having to do any additional work on our facility.
Yeah, and he was literally and figuratively planting his flag on 23rd Street.
Yeah.
He wanted to make a big deal. He wanted to show
And that was-
what how much he believed in the community and
Exactly. And here was a sign that said right here to 23rd Street because they had to tell people where to go. Where's Tom? Where did he go to? They said right here, take a right. That was true by then. Where's Tommy Thomas? The people who didn't know, we didn't have technology back then. Where's Tommy Thomas? And they had a sign up there.
Where's 23rd Street?
Exactly. And then
put a car lot there.
I love this picture of you three right here. This is great. Tell us about this picture.
that was 2009. Yeah.
Okay.
2009, when we signed up the other GM franchises, you know, we acquired that at the depths of the Great Recession.
Yes. That was.
And a lot of dealerships are going out of business.
Yeah.
And we've always been prudent about our investment in our company and making sure that we have staying power. And because we're in a position to do that, we were able to acquire these other franchises when other larger, this was a larger group, were really trying to dump dealerships for cash. So it was a blessing. Timing is everything.
I remember hearing those stories about how so many of them were folded,
Yes.
and y'all were so strong, and because y'all had such a good reputation. I mean, really, and y'all were able to absorb some of that. That was some good stories I heard.
Well, because we had such a big facility, we just moved it all in.
Yeah.
And didn't have to really do other than change the signs.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's when Dad really felt like, and we all felt like it was prudent to change the name.
Yeah.
You know, look, this is us. So Kramer's operating the dealership, and we believe in the brand, we believe in the community, we believe in the business, and we're going to put our name behind it.
Now, what year was that?
2009.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, we're going to take a final break. We'll be right back with the Kramer family. Okay, welcome back. So here with the Kramer family. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times before we get back with them. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Today's time, 11:45 to 1:45, smack dab in the middle of the day. Speaking of outdoor stuff, Chris, you've been on a couple of times. I know all the outdoor stuff you do, and you do a great job with those kids and your wife. Y'all a big outdoor family. And what do you like to do?
Well, I love to hunt.
Okay.
And I have a place up in Alabama where we've been hunting for about 17, 18 years.
That's a nice place. I've seen the pictures of it. And Will, you like to bird hunt?
I do quail hunting.
Quail
hunting up in
Good deal.
Chipper.
So that's why they're on an outdoor show. Here we go, right here with a background like that. One of the things, my personal history I'll share with you with the Chevrolets goes way back to when I was a kid, and my granddaddy had, I brought it right here, folks, my granddaddy had this truck right here, and it's a 5-window cab, and I had them guess what year. They're pretty close. It was 1948. 1948, and that was my roots on Chevrolets. And then that was my all-time favorite. And my all-time favorite car, I was a little kid, and my daddy bought this, and I almost got a tear. I found some old pictures last night. My daddy bought a 1957 Chevrolet. And here's my mom and dad way back in the day in Quincy, Florida. We're getting ready. I think we just come in from church. We're getting ready to go to church because we spent a lot of time there. And there's my late brother and my dad in front of our 57. We all dressed up. So we've been to church. So it might have been homecoming. But I just wanted to show those pictures to show the quality and the longevity of Chevrolet and General Motors and how they meant to so many American families. And I've always loved it. So it's been good.
No, we've been proud to represent the GM product line for almost 60 years, or actually 60 years. Yeah. And we look forward to doing that for an indefinite time in the future.
Well, and what is the future? I mean, we're talking about 3 generations here and more generations coming on, and Americans love cars. And I have this GMC AT4 I have now. I wish my granddad could sit in that thing. He would with a backup mirror. I mean backup camera and all the folding mirrors. And y'all know, I love that vehicle.
I don't know what that generation would think about all the technology.
Could you imagine it?
It's available.
The technology, and it's so comfortable. I mean, I make trips on it. And it's a 22 model AT4. But my wife, she's happy than I am because she has a Traverse. And we've made many road trips. When my grandson was playing at Tupelo Christian in Mississippi, we went 10 weekends in a row to watch his senior year, watch him play football. And all
traveling.
So
sounds like it's time to trade.
You know, we didn't talk about that. I know you'll have a sweet deal. All right, let's go back over tomorrow night. This poster here, right here, talking about what we're doing tomorrow night. I'm going to be there. Hope to see a lot of y'all there. So tell us a little bit more about this.
Starting at 5 o'clock, going until 7. We're gonna have a lot of classic cars and GM enthusiast cars, hot dogs, hamburgers, music, Kona Ice. We're celebrating 60 years. We're celebrating Granddad's 100th birthday. We're gonna have a great time. It's open to the public and it's free. Please come out and help us celebrate.
Okay, we're going to be looking. I'm going to be there, and like I said, I'd like to see some of y'all there, and we're going to have a good time. And in closing, got a minute or two left. The summer's halfway over now. You got some more outdoor activities with your
We're
kids?
just getting started.
You just getting started?
It actually never ends.
And on your hunting up there, you got your plots planted.
Yes,
you got the
absolutely.
fields.
Yeah,
I know
turkey and deer. Yeah.
One time I was talking to you in your office. You're talking about how you love to shoot distance and all. You like to shoot
Kind of a hobby.
a
Yeah.
hobby.
Yeah.
What's your longest shot?
800 yards.
800
But
yards.
that wasn't hunting. I was targets.
I'm talking
Might have
about
been a little
Targets.
800 yards. That's pretty strong. Pretty strong. And then you got quail season coming up in the fall. So you're gonna
I
be.
usually go up to Chipley and hunt up there.
You hunt up there?
Yeah.
That's good. And I know one thing, Chris, you were talking about Kramer Marine.
Mm-hmm.
How fortunate are you to be able to be there with the family and have a marine store there?
And I tell you what, that business is really taking off.
I know.
We have had consecutive record months in customers served and boats sold and boats serviced this year. It's been amazing. We've been blessed with a growing and loyal following of customers. It's been a fun adventure to start a new business and do it right there, adjacent to the car dealership.
And you know, Tommy's almost would be smiling right now seeing that situation. The way you have it set up now, with the car business and marine and all the details y'all do, he'd be tickled.
I think you would.
He would
I
be.
really do.
And I have, let's see, auto butter, auto shield, what I have on my truck. That's something that makes your truck look brand new when you take it in.
That's right. That's right. Keep the new car look as long as
It
possible.
really does. So this is America, folks. This is family-owned business, and we're just so proud to have them in the community. They've done so much and continue to do so much. I know your Christmas tree sales and what all do y'all
But
do?
the Salvation Army
The
empty
Salvation-
stocking fund every year. It's been going on over 40 years.
40 years
Yeah.
of Salvation
We're gonna
Army.
have a blood drive next week at the dealership. We do another one in December.
Good for you. And this is what I'm talking about, giving back to the community.
Well, we believe very strongly in supporting our military.
I know
We
you
do a lot for at both the Navy base, but particularly at Tyndall Air Force Base as it's building back from
All right.
Hurricane Michael.
All right. Thank y'all so much. Got to get out of here. Thank y'all for coming on. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Y'all do something good for someone else today. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Let's take care of it. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.